Hey, what's up? It's your girl Neek, and you're tuned in to Neek at Night. Well, it's actually Neek in the morning. I've kind of been up and combing through social media, and I decided to do an early morning impromptu live. So today I will be going further in depth and breaking down this whole ambush, showing you guys a couple of things, going over some of the comments that I have been getting on my last video, and, just breaking this all the way down as much as I can. I am, hey, good morning. You guys are up early too. Hey, y'all. So we're going to get into this whole Joycelyn ambush. I'm going to replay them approaching her. I'm going to break down a couple of things that I found around the web, and we're just going to get into it. Good morning to my moderators. Thank you guys for showing up so early. Good morning to my night owls. Thank you guys for tuning in. Now, the phone lines are also open, so I will be taking a couple of calls. I'm going to try to be on for, let's say, probably like an hour. And then we are just going to, break this all down. But before I open the lines, we're just going to look over some things. So we're going to look over some things, and then we will get into the phone calls. So now let's get started into this breakdown because, your girl had all kinds of messages where people was coming at me all types of crazy because I said that the approach of the publicity that the parents crave is not the proper approach. And for me saying that an approach that they've been doing for a while is not working and maybe they should try a more private approach, that makes me a supporter, that makes me this, that makes me that. I mean, I can't simply just be a critical, logical thinker who actually sees if something don't work, then try something else. But I get painted to be all of these things, and then it brings me to come live, and then I have to be, I have to come live and I have to show you guys things that I didn't really want to show before. It makes me kind of like, well, if you're going to be dumb, no, not you. If you're going to call me dumb or stupid or, insinuate that my opinion is invalid, then I have to, correct you a little bit. So we're going to get into it. Somebody said Neek never sleeps. Hey, I do be sleeping. You know what I'm saying? I be sleeping. So anyway, yesterday I showed you guys the video of her parents, pretty much arriving to her court hearing. The person that you see on camera is her sisters, her mom, and you see Joycelyn kind of like walk away from them. And then, everybody's like, oh my God, I feel so bad, blah, 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 blah. So I'm going to play that video for you guys, and then we're just going to jump into this. We're just going to get right in. Here's the video.
I'm sorry. I'm just getting up.
Hi, Joycelyn. How's the relationship with your parents?
Joycelyn.
Okay, so that is one angle. So you have this person recording, and then you also have TMZ recording. So TMZ actually caught before this camera, I guess, before this clip. So let's go on over to, hold up, let's see. Okay, so this is TMZ. So when you go to TMZ, and I'm going to be pausing this for a second. When you go to TMZ, you see that, there are several different camera crews there. There's TMZ there, and then there's another camera crew that is there. The other camera crew that is there is the same camera crew that was there the day that she got set up by Azriel. So the day that, Azriel, made her come up and, say you're sleeping with me as a minor, the same camera crew that, was there when all of this happened and wanted to make sure everything was on tape, everything was on film. The same camera crew is there at her hearing with cameras in her face. So let me get on into this, because I hate when people try to invalidate what I say when I'm not saying nothing wrong. What I said was, if the family would take a step back, trying to make everything a publicity spectacle and have a more genuine approach, then their child may have a different response. Now, I don't know who is what and what is what, and I be thinking that it's a money grab from everybody. And that is not to absolve R. Kelly of any wrongdoing, of any guilt, because when you hold other people accountable, people seem to think that you are excusing R. Kelly because other participants have accountability as well. I seen one comment on my page, and they said, well, you always say what other people do wrong and you never say what R. Kelly does wrong. When I'm talking about situations that don't have to do with him, why should I always tell you how I feel about R. Kelly in every video? Does that make you feel better? Because I've already said, for the things that he's done that are wrong, any girl that he messed with that was underage, he should serve his time in jail for that. But I guess because I don't say it every video, beat it down your throat, repeat it over and over, it seems some kind of way. But anyways, I'm getting off track. So let me get back on track. So the same camera crew is there. So as you see, when Joycelyn comes out, she goes to this first door. She sees that there's a camera crew there. So then she jets to the other door. When she jets to the other door, she's met with her two sisters. Immediately when she's seen her younger sister, and a lot of people try to spin it like, oh, she's so wrong, she's so cold, she didn't say nothing to her sisters and all of this stuff. When she's met with her sisters on the other door, she says hi to her younger sister. She says, hi, Jordy. So she acknowledges her younger sister, and then she immediately sees the same camera crew that was there when Azriel was taping her documentary. And let me just play it for you. Hold up. I'm gonna have to pause this because TMZ will, they'll try to take my video, but let me play this. Okay, so she went through the other door. Hold on, let me go over here. Okay. Let me play it. Okay, so did you see her? She said, hi, Jordy. So she said hi to her sister. I'm gonna bring it back because people, they be saying all these stuff. And even if she didn't want to speak to them, she doesn't have to. But she did speak to her younger sister. And she said, hi, Jordy. And when she said hi to her sister, once I bring it back and then you see her sister is happy, she's smiling because her sister spoke to her and said something to her, and she was tolerating her sister's being there, even though she sees the whole camera crew there and everything like that. So let me just bring this back a little bit. So she says, hi, Jordy. And then Jordy, she hops around and she goes around because she's happy that her sister spoke to her.
Yes, I'm sorry. I'm just getting out.
Hi, Joycelyn. How's the relationship with your parents?
Okay, so this is TMZ. Hi, Joycelyn. How's your relationship with your parents? So then if you go and you fast forward, you see this man right here who's recording. And I believe this is part of the production of Shabazz. So he's focusing on Joycelyn, which is Joycelyn's mother. So he's focusing on her. And then when she comes, she makes sure that she's in frame and everything. So, you know, he's this guy right here in the back. He's making sure to get Joycelyn. You see that? So he's filming the mom. Hold on, let me bring this back. Hold up, let me bring this back. Where is it? Okay, so as you can see, like he's focusing on, you know, recording the mama. So then, okay, so then she comes over here. I'm trying not to fully play it, but you guys can go to TMZ and you can, you know, do what you do.
I need to talk to you, Mama. I need to talk to you. Mama needs to talk to you. I need to talk to you.
Okay.
I need to talk to you.
Okay. So that's that. You guys can dissect that, have at it as you will. So anyways, so Aces Entertainment, who is the one who, you know, like I said, they were doing the documentary of this whole Azriel thing. You know, when Azriel started to, you know, have a fight with Joycelyn, they were there with the camera crew and they're telling them, you know, record all this, film all this. And I'll pull that up in a second. I should have had that up with the timestamp, but I didn't. So anyway, so they released a statement and they also released footage of them filming the family as they go. So here's Tim Savage. Hold up. Let me make this a little bit bigger. So when I say, you know, if they didn't make everything a publicity thing, I'm not capping for anybody. I'm saying if your approach was different, you would get different results, period. That's just that on that. Like, I don't know why people try to spin that to be something else when it is what it is. So this is them being filmed. And then as you see, this guy right here in the back, I believe that's Shabazz, because on the video with, what's her name? Azriel and Joycelyn, the fight. This is the same guy. But anyways, he admits to, you know, whatever. So let me just play this right here. Okay. So this is them being filmed. If Joycelyn knows that this is the film crew, the same film crew that was filming her with this whole fight thing, why would she be so jolly go lucky to then, you know, go that route? Like, a lot of people want to play on, you know, this whole brainwashing thing, and they don't want to look at the full picture. And it's like, first of all, you have to kind of take in consideration the whole entire picture. And taking in consideration the whole entire picture, I'm not even sold that everybody ain't out for money and everybody ain't a part of a whole plot and a scheme, because it seems like a whole hoopla of BS from everybody. So anyway, so they released a statement. And it says, there's a whole lot of people talking all kinds of ish. None of that ish is true. Tell you a quick story. I was at court today, went to see about Joycelyn case. I ran up on her father, stated my name, Shabazz, and dude was ready to fight. I could only think like, damn, this man is hurt. This man is going through some things. I looked the man dead in his eyes and told him I wasn't there for that. Explained to him my position. Let him know that I was not pro Joycelyn, R. Kelly, Azriel, and nobody else. But I wasn't con anyone either. I let him know I was simply telling a story, all sides. Believe it or not, the man understood. People talk shit about people and say whatever, but I respected him enough to say what it was and is, and as did he, or however he wrote this shit. In the end, I drove him and his family back to their hotel. I feel like it was only right to separate the BS because he was a man. He is a man. I don't care what people say. At the end of the day, he still doesn't have his daughter. I get that. I also get people sometimes get caught up in emotion. It ain't about who's bigger, who is this or that. It's just what it is. People gonna translate this into I hate R. Kelly, or now I'm down with the savages. Nah, I'm down with the truth. Y'all keep telling y'all lies. Believe whatever you want to believe. But I can tell you this. It doesn't matter who's right or wrong or what they've done. They're still people. And more importantly, they're still black. So, this is him saying, I linked up with the savages, I drove them back and everything. And this is the same camera crew that was, focusing on the mom as she was leaving the courthouse. The same camera crew that was a part of the documentary when the whole fight happened. So when the public tries to spin a certain narrative, I just don't go with false narratives. If it's going to be the truth, let it be the truth. That's the only thing that I am down with. Like, I don't care what. Like, that's the only thing that I'm down with. If I say that if you make a public spectacle of things, it's not going to be received well. And you can't expect, a certain thing. But if you scroll through the comments of, everybody who's commented on this situation, oh my God, I feel so bad. I feel so sorry for them. I feel so this for them. I feel so that for them. And as I don't like to drag them or try to, be not compassionate for them, because I myself have a child, and that's what people like to bring up all the time. I have a daughter. Yes, I do have a daughter. And I would not want to be in a position to not be there or with my child in good communication. Once she turns a grown adult, I like the communication that we have. We're close now, and I hope that we are always close. However, if I see a person who seems to be always falling for, publicity and, doing publicity antics and, doing all of these things, then I'm going to logically assert that maybe this is not the correct approach. Now, Azriel has been in communication with her family since June. And I think that she even was in communication even before that. But that's when I was aware of it. But the approaches, you can see the different approaches and what is more effective versus the approach that's not. Even though Angelo now makes everything about, selling merch, doing documentaries, trying to make money off of this and, trying to make $1, his approach before now was reserved, wasn't trying to, take every opportunity to link up with TMZ. I will give him credit for that. He wasn't, out here publicly doing all that. Even though there was leaks to the blogs from him, he did it on the low, to where he played it smarter. You know what I'm saying? He was doing the same stuff as Tim Savage, the same, I didn't think they were the same, but I feel like now, given hindsight 2020, looking at it in the full picture, I feel like they're the same, but I feel like his approach, he was more discreet in what he was doing, and he was more what is their word, playing chess, and the approach was more effective. His daughter is there, and it didn't appear that his goal was about money. It didn't appear that his goal was a certain way. I mean, it appears that now, but working up to that point, it didn't appear that way. It's two different approaches. If you always have a camera crew, always have situations where you kind of are embarrassing her, leaking her information, doing all of those things, that approach is not a working approach. Doing things like this is not a working approach.
I think my daughter's being held against her will because my daughter is suffering from herpes right now. And she was given that disease by R. Kelly because I took her to the doctor and found out that she had chlamydia. And when I found out she had chlamydia, I was waiting for other tests to come back.
That's embarrassing. What if, you know what I'm saying? This type of stuff is embarrassing. Oh, I took my daughter to the doctor. She has the herpes and she has the chlamydia and she got this and she got that. And then you look back, and this page right here is a pro R. Kelly Instagram page. I think, what is the, hold up, let me, because these are their receipts that they pulled up that I was saying, hold on, let me, okay. So this is, again, Justice for K. So they have several different clips of Joycelyn and Tim where it's kind of been a fame-seeking thing. And I don't mean no malice and or no harshness or wish for them to be estranged from their child. That's never my sentiment. And I hate when people try to twist my sentiment. I feel like, you know, they should be able to communicate with their daughter, you know, and I feel like, you know, once she feels that it's genuine, because I mean, they could even be, you know, in contact now. It could be all a hoax because everybody is, you know, with the fuckery, and I just don't know. But I feel like, you know, if the case is she really isn't in contact with her family, I feel like, you know, if they had a genuine approach, it would work a little better. So this page right here, they had, I guess, dug up like when she was trying to do like a Coca-Cola commercial or something. I'm going to play a little bit of it and then I will go to the next thing. Okay, so this is Joycelyn. This is Joycelyn's mom, and I guess she was, I don't know what this was, but I guess it's some type of Coke commercial or something. Or maybe it's like one of those, I don't think this is an official Coke commercial. I think this is probably like one of those contests. You know how like brands have contests where you enter your own kind of like commercial or whatever to kind of like win or something. That's kind of what this looked like to me. I don't know, but I'm going to play a little bit more.
Ma'am, thank you, sweetie.
Okay, I'm going to pause it because I don't know what song that is playing in the background. But if you go to this page, you'll see a little more. All right, so let me just pause it a couple seconds and then I'll play a little bit more. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Let me mute the audio. Okay, so this is her dancing. You know, it says Coke will always be there. And then this is their, you know, their little commercial that they did or whatever. So that's one thing. So then there is this other video of them on the Tyra Banks show. Let me press play. So she said, TBT question. Anybody remember this Tyra Banks show episode Tim and I did?
Living without sex. Tyra has the sexercises that can bring the boom back to your bedroom.
Gently explore each other's bodies by touching.
Okay, so that's them on the Tyra show. And then I think, hold up. And then this is after the fight happened. They were walking and TMZ, quote unquote, ran into them.
Hi, Mr. and Mrs. Savage. How y'all doing today? What's going on, brother? Pretty good. So listen.
Like, since when do TMZ keep tabs? Come on now. Like, seriously. You know, a mess. But, and that's not me saying don't fight for your daughter. Don't be there for your daughter. You know, that's not me saying that. I feel like they should be in communication. I just feel like if they stop the antics, there would be a better response.
What was your reaction today when you saw the altercation between Azriel and Joyce today?
We just have to keep praying and keep everything situated. We're going to...
Okay, so yesterday when I was talking and I said, you know, because there was people like, they haven't been to the media in a while. They haven't done nothing in a while. And I'm like, yes, they have. Like, where have y'all been? Like, what y'all be talking about? I don't be liking that. I don't like when people call me stupid or call me this or call me that for logically thinking and using my brain with the information that is set forth in front of me. I don't be liking that kind of stuff. So, you know, when I say they should try a different approach and not make everything about a media circus, that is not me capping for anybody. That is not me. That's me speaking facts, period. Like, period, point blank. That's period. So, let me see what else. So this is a video of, I guess they had went to a restaurant and he tried to sue the restaurant because they got sick or whatever. And so this was him like on the news back in the day. So when you have a track record of certain things, you have to kind of switch up. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying, you know, that I'm not, you know, somebody said, how are y'all celebrating her not talking to her family? I'm not celebrating her not talking to her family. I've never capped for that or said, you know, she don't, you know, I just understand why she probably would have reservations. I'm not celebrating that. I'm not wishing her not to talk to them. I'm just saying an approach probably ain't working given the track record. But anyway, so I'm going to play this. This is an old video of them trying to sue some restaurant or something.
I was in so much pain. It was unbelievable.
A man ended up in the hospital after eating at a local restaurant, and his family got sick too. The disturbing revelations we've uncovered about the restaurant's health inspection. Live next.
Okay, so let me skip through this a little bit.
Cajun Grill here. Timothy Savage believes it made him sick.
I was in so much pain. It was unbelievable.
Timothy Savage says he recently woke up in so much pain he had to be hospitalized for 3 days. It all happened the day after he treated relatives to this restaurant in underground Atlanta.
Okay, let me skip through it some more.
And Savage is also waiting to hear back from the manager. At this point, the family is considering a lawsuit.
Okay, so a lot of things be sounding like it be a money grab. A lot of things sound like it be this. So then I'm going to go to the recording of Timothy Savage talking to Don Russell. And he was talking to Don Russell and he was saying how, you know, he gonna make his millions and all of this stuff. We're gonna go here, and you know, we're just gonna get into it.
I'm done fucking with my daughter. I'm done fucking with this shit. I'm done with this whole shit, bro.
Okay, let me skip through. This is a video from Candace, Daytime Tea Time.
Had an affair with Robert Kelly in the past. Timothy and Joycelyn Savage allegedly dealt with infidelity issues. Timothy Savage was caught flirting with his past publicist, Cash Jones, and it was also alleged that Joycelyn Savage allegedly had an affair with Robert Kelly in the past when she introduced him to her daughter. With infidelity.
Okay, so Daytime Tea Time had the scoop, girl. I just did an interview with Don Russell recently, but she had the tea, baby. He spilled this. Don Russell spilled that on my video where, you know, he said that where he said that R. Kelly allegedly slept with Joycelyn first. And then Daytime Tea Time had the scoop, child. She said, okay, let me hear some more. Let me hear some more.
On both sides of the relationship. Allegedly, Timothy Savage had enough and he was ready to throw his marriage away as well as his relationship with his daughter, Joycelyn.
Okay, hold up. I don't want to play her whole thing, but this is where it comes in where he's saying, you know, tell him congratulations. He got a wife for life.
Congratulations. He just got him a wife for life.
You should talk to TMZ and just tell them you was hoodwinked and they gonna put y'all in a position to make some money. Talk to them. I've already talked to them about it. The benefit.
Man, I'm just real, man. No, it's just I'm done, man.
I understand that, but listen,
me and my wife going through a divorce right now.
Listen, Tim.
Put me in a situation I gotta go through a divorce now. So
Tim,
I'm a
man, Tim, You the man of your house. You can fix that shit.
No, it's over, bro. That shit,
Nah.
I've been married for 20-some years, bro. It's over.
Okay, so he says that I guess R. Kelly put him in a position to where he got to divorce his wife. Hold up. Let me go to my video where Don Russell, I should have had that up here. But call in. Let me put the call in number up here for those of you guys who want to call in. The call in line is open. I just don't like when people try to assassinate my character for pointing out logical thinking things. I really do not like that, and I really, really, really hate it to the core, especially when it's so much out there for you guys to look at for your damn self and see that a lot of this has been a revenge plot. A lot of it has been a set up money grab, and it's been, it's deeper than this whole they're brainwashed. I just hate that, and that does not absolve R. Kelly for any part that he played in it, but that does not mean that other people cannot be held accountable as well. So I'm going to take this caller while I look up my interview with Don Russell where he said that. 314, hello?
Hi, Nick.
Hey.
I'm sorry. I am so sorry to cough on the phone. Remember yesterday, one of the callers said, by any means necessary?
Uh-huh.
Okay. I just wanted to know if you remember. But anyway, I want to tell you something that happened to someone close to me. Well, not really close to me, at my church. We had a girl that was in an abusive relationship. She lived with a guy, and her family was kind of like the same. I mean, even had church members like knocking on this dude's door, going up to her job and everything, and she wouldn't talk to them or whatever. So they, went to the pastor, like, what can we do? So they said the same thing like what you're saying. Back up off of her. Like, you're just going to have to let her do her thing. You're going to have to stop with all this. You got to stop. So that's what they did. Long story short, she ended up committing suicide. And she left a note or whatever. And the note was like, she felt like she didn't have anybody anymore. She actually was, I want to say liked her family doing that. She just was scared to get away. And once they stopped, she felt like she didn't have anybody anymore. So that's the story in a nutshell. I want to know, how do you think that family should have, or what could that family have done different?
I think that each you got to turn off the background. I hear interference.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me go in the living room. Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Okay. So I think what happens is a lot of these times it's still kind of interference. I don't know. But a lot of times people try to project different scenarios that are not the same. I don't know what she was dealing with, if she was dealing with depression, if she was dealing with what battle she was dealing with. I don't know her upbringing.
She was dealing with an abusive relationship. He was beating on her, and it was like, if you deal with your family, I'm going to beat you. So
yeah, but I feel like that's a unique situation, and I don't think that applies to everyone. I think in general, if you are a person who you try to force somebody to make a decision and you force them to, go your way, that will only push them further. Unfortunately, in her case, you know, you're saying that she committed suicide. I feel like that's a more unique situation. But I've oftentimes seen several people who have a living testimony of my family tried to force me to do this, and it wasn't until I decided to stop is when, you know, I came around. So that situation, it's sad, it's tragic. However, I don't think that applies to everyone. I think that in general, if you look at the majority.
No. I know. I was just asking your opinion on what do you think could have been done, because I think it was a situation as she's damned. They were damned if they do, damned if they don't. You know, because when they were coming around, she wasn't responding, and when they stopped, she committed. So it was like, you know.
It sounds like it's some, I don't know. I don't know the full, I don't know. I mean, I really can't answer to it that much. It's sad and unfortunate.
Okay, but thank you for taking my call. And I also want to say, girl, you be on yours. All that stuff you just pulled up about how the savages be on TV, well, I don't know how you do it, but girl, keep up the good work.
Oh, thank you. No, that like, most of that stuff is from most of that stuff is the work of this R. Kelly page. I didn't even, you know, that I ain't gonna take the credit for them. They pulled it up. They did that.
I couldn't believe it, but keep up the good work.
Thank you for calling in. Call. Yeah, thank you for calling in. Okay, so let me try to find. Okay, so this is the Don Russell interview, and then I'll go to some more calls in just a second. So hang on, guys who are on the line. I will get to you in just a sec. But let me hold up. I'm trying to find the part.
He was in the know, and if anybody does the research, they'll know what people are focused on. Everything right now that's in the media is smoke and mirrors. People are focused on, you know, the girls and thinking that this got something to do with that when it really doesn't. I mean, these young ladies are, you know, the reason they are allowing that to happen because they're keeping the folks that really, you know, dishonored him hidden. They don't want, you know, people like yourself who have who mobilized an entire infantry of R. Kelly supporters to go find out the dirt that the actual people who got him in this situation have committed. Because then when that starts to leak, that's their case. Their case is not Johanna Pace. Their case is not Faith Rogers. Their case is not Kitty and all those folks. That's not the case. Robert beat that hands down. The case is this Rico.
You know, that's kind of strange. And then he never came back out and said that it wasn't
talking about stuff.
Hold on, wait. I'm trying to find out the timestamp where he said.
The father came in the studio one day with a gun, pulled it on him and said, "Stay the fuck away from my family." Then while he was producing them, which Barry was responsible for.
Because there was allegations that she slept with R. Kelly, but I didn't know the validity of it if she actually really was with him. So the mama, you saying the mom was with him and then he got with the daughter?
Let's look at all of these scenarios let's just look at the ones that people know that's public. Aaliyah, Clary, and Savage. Rob was with the mothers first. And as part of what the mothers asked Rob to do was, my daughter's a singer. Can you please look out to a trainer and get her right and make her make her famous, make her a star? So as him being said, okay, cool. All right, I'm gonna do that.
Wait. You said Aaliyah, Clary, and Savage. That's
the Hortons, which is Aaliyah's mother.
Okay,
Savage,
and
which is Joycelyn Savage, and what is the Clary, which is Allison Clary. They were involved with Rob. The mothers were involved with him, and they pushed the daughters on him. That's what happened in each instance. I don't know. We froze.
Oh, hello. I don't know what happened. It kind of froze.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Now go ahead. So you said he was with the mothers first, and so you're insinuating that he was with Joycelyn's mom first too?
Yeah. Yes.
And Azriel's mother as well? Okay, so that's a piece of my interview. So then we'll go back to Daytime Tea Time recording. Let's bring this back a little bit. Hold up. Okay, so. Oh, wait, that was loud. Okay, so where did she say? I think it was about the 2-minute mark.
Also alleged that Joycelyn Savage allegedly had an affair with Robert Kelly in the past when she introduced him to her daughter. With infidelity rumors swirling on both sides of the relationship, allegedly Timothy Savage had had enough and he was ready to throw his marriage away as well as his relationship with his daughter, Joycelyn Savage.
Okay, and then so she goes into... Wait, damn. I'm sorry, y'all.
Do what he gonna do? I go out and make my million, and he got a nice wife for him.
Both sides.
Tell Rob he can do what he gonna do. I go out and make my million, and he got a nice wife for him.
We're swirling.
Tell Rob he can do what he gonna do. I go out and make my million, and he got a nice wife for him.
Okay, hold up. So there was more. So when I say certain things, not because, I'm being malicious, not because I'm capping, not because of anything that y'all try to make it out to be, I get information sent to me. I see information that other bloggers put up. I see information and I see how things are being played out. I see how a situation may seem like a setup here, and I see how this may seem like a setup there, and that is not taking away any accountability from R. Kelly, but there are other people accountable for the role that they play in it as well. This is deeper than what people try to make it seem like, oh, she's brainwashed. Oh, she's so cold. Oh, why she didn't do this and why this. It's deeper than what a lot of people try to make it out to be. And when people try to assassinate my character by trying to throw allegations against me and try to taint or try to invalidate my perspective based on what has been put out and based on the angle that they have been pushing for a very long time, even before R. Kelly, it kind of makes me a little bit angry. I really don't like that. I don't like that. But anyway, so this is the Sister Circle interview, and Joycelyn, she kind of explains how it started up, and it sounds like it could have. I don't know. I wasn't there. All of the allegations with her and R. Kelly are alleged. That's allegedly. I wasn't there, but it just be sounding like it be a lot more deeper than what the media tries to paint. And anybody who don't flock to the narrative that everybody want people to so, very hard to believe, you're made out to be something when it's other people who got their hands in this, and it just don't be feeling right.
That she is being brainwashed and held against her will. Their daughter and Robert Kelly be here, I'm sure.
Yeah. Did your daughter meet R. Kelly? Originally, it was 2015.
Okay, so they asked her, how did her daughter, meet him? And she says, it was 2015 originally. I'm going to pause it, for copyright reasons because, we got to do commentary in between, you know what I'm saying, for it to be fair use. But, we're going to get through this. And then I'm going to go to the lines and answer you guys who are on the line. Hold on.
I had a local boutique in Atlanta, and one of my customers was real good friends with one of his stage managers, Kevin Giles. And she introduced us, and it just went from there to meet Kevin Giles first.
Okay, so let me see what else. Wait, where's my interview?
That what you're saying?
Yes.
In what way?
I mean, a relationship. I wasn't in the room to witness what
Okay,
happened.
we gonna say allegedly.
No, this is for real. This is out the horse's mouth. He told me, and he confirmed certain things, and that's where.
And hit the like button, you guys. Hit the like button.
When you think about how Aaliyah's father went to
I'm still. Wait, hold up. Wait.
I was so flabbergasted at that point. But anyways.
Like we heard with my daughters, especially Joycelyn, and he offered to take her to a Atlanta show called Funk Fest. That was the same year. So he invited her personally to be a guest, and she was.
Okay, so then she says that she was invited to be, a guest or whatever. And then she talks about how they got flown out. So then, both of them got flown out and, all of this stuff. So, I'm giving unnecessary commentary in between because of, copyrights. But, we'll, like I said, we'll get through it.
Was able to go backstage and see, just how everything works and see the concert from a first-hand perspective. Mm-hmm. And so that's initially how we end up coming in contact with Mr. Kelly.
Mm-hmm. Prior to that.
Okay, so let's see. She talks some more. Hold up.
Noted that he was married to Aaliyah at the age of 15.
So then they're, asking like, well, you know about Aaliyah and stuff. So what's up with that? Like, what's going on? So then she starts to, explain.
Initially, we didn't go backstage just to meet him like a regular somebody he scouts in the audience.
Right.
This was a professional relationship.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So she says that it was it was a professional relationship that they had, and that Don Russell kind of said that and like I said, it's alleged, but he started to say things like they were, he confirmed some of these things saying that, it was the boutique and da-da-da.
Okay. I'm sorry to cut you off. I'm sorry to back off, but okay. Okay. So, okay, just go. Because we just going to say allegedly. You saying you heard it from him, but I'm just going to say allegedly.
No, listen, if it was me, allegedly. This is the king of R&B. Let's not act like there aren't women all around the world that want a piece of R. Kelly. That's just what it is. I mean, I've been there when the mother was on one side and the daughter was on the other side. And it was like, whichever one he chose, he could have it. You know what I mean? That's his life. But that's no different from a lot of these guys that's that high up in the industry. Rock stars, pop stars, all of them have the same options. You know what I mean? They can
I was so flabbergasted. Like, what?
choose left or right or both. You know what I mean? So, and that's the thing, is like people get so like confused when women talk about this kind of stuff. So do men. I mean, it's like, I think some of these websites have mom and daughter, that ain't just something somebody thought up. It happens. And it happens with some of the top celebrities in this company.
Okay, I'm going to play a little bit more of what she said. And then I think after that, he's going to go into the business deals that they were trying to do and all of this stuff. So let me play a little bit more of this one.
After Kevin Giles, the manager, sent her backstage to see his show, he then invited her to his show in Indio, California, which once he invited us, everything was coordinated professionally by his assistant at the time.
Okay, so
I'm a wife for life. He just got him a wife for life.
You should talk to TMZ. There is that, listen, they wait, whatever.
That's too much public. My brothers know what's going on, what happened, what all this shit, bro. I'm done. I mean, tell Rob he can do what he gonna do. I'll go out and make my million, and he got a nice wife for him.
I said, you should talk to him. I ain't saying who else should talk to him with you, but you should. Go to talk to that man. I'm going to send you the number, call him, and tell him, listen, man, they wait, whatever. They rehearsed you in this shit, they twist this shit. Whatever you got to tell them, because at the end of the day, that's still your daughter. When all this shit, the dust settles, you're going to want a relationship with her, and what you're going to want to be out there is that, listen, man, I screwed up, but maybe, I don't know if you feel that way, if you feel like you made a mistake. But whatever happened, I just wanted to, get back close to you. This is coming from a man who lost a child. So if I had it in me right now to go back in time and say 2 words to my baby girl, I would do it. I don't. So say something positive so you can have that at least out there. So when she sees it, it's public. Listen, babe, I'm sorry. I did try to make it. I'm talking about when you laying up there and she's standing over you at the end of your days, you want her to know that, goddamn it, I made a mistake, I'm sorry, and I wanted to fix this. Talk to God about the best way to get that out. And you come, because only you know what's happened. She knows too, which is why y'all are so far apart right now. But something has to be said. If you are realizing this thing is falling apart, it's not going the way everybody expected it to go, something has to be said. Because Rob got a million fucking fans that when they start hearing this shit, like I told you, I promise you I won't put your ass in this. If you're going out there and you say something, you gotta rescind some of the stuff. Not everything. Just go say something positive. Baby girl, I support you. If you with that man and that's your choice, we love you. And I hope the best for you. How that's affecting your family. Not all that other stuff is out there. But at least it's out there that you, I promise you on everything. I don't want this shit to exist. Deals going on. Let's get this shit on it. Completely wrong.
I said it on the blog last night.
They don't need help based on the way they living, bro. I seen that shit. I was listening.
Okay, and then he eventually says that he not dealing with his daughter or something. I'm trying to find it.
And that's how they looking at it, and they fighting back.
Hey, she don't need me at this point, man. She got robbed.
She don't need you, but she wants you. No, you won't. She don't. Right at this particular point, she does need her father. I don't give a fuck with nobody. That's her man, but she needs her father. But her father's against her right now. That's how she feels.
I'm not against her, bro. I'm done with it.
That's how she feels.
No,
you ain't done.
Okay, so hold on. Let me play a little bit more of this.
So I'm glad you're clearing that up.
Yeah, everything from the car service, the airline tickets, hotels, everything was coordinated through the assistant at the time. And she was very professional, so we had no reason to doubt that it was anything but a professional relationship. So we only met Mr. Kelly after that initial show that we went to, and I was with her. I traveled with her, and after he got through his meet and greet of his fans, we were considered his VIP guests, or And I even asked the assistant. I said, "Who did he tell you Joycelyn is?" He said she's an artist from Atlanta.
Let me take a call. 240.
Okay.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Oh, hey.
It's echoing in the back.
Is it still echoing?
Are you go ahead. Do you guys hear echo in the chat? Do you guys hear echo in the chat, you guys? Go ahead though.
Okay. So I wanted to touch on a few things. Okay, first thing, Timothy Savage said that he took the daughter to the doctor and he found out that she had chlamydia, this, that, and the other. I think it's about age 13 or 15 where it's no longer the parents' rights to know if the kid doesn't want them to know any information. So how is it that he's doing that?
I don't
know. It's usually like a confidentiality thing between the child and the doctor. I think about age 15 for females.
Yeah, unless you have a parent who makes you, just like T.I., he's like, I said it ain't gonna be no problem, Deja. You gonna sign this paper, and who knows what the dynamic was for him to get that info. I don't know.
Yeah, and then another thing, so the guy that was speaking on the Aaliyah, Joycelyn's mother and Azriel's mother dating Robert before, that's not the first time I heard that either. That I actually heard that Aaliyah and her mom was actually caught sleeping in the bed with Robert together.
Yeah, I think that was Tasha K had put that out.
Yeah, I believe so. But then, so then Azriel was doing this documentary. So I seen on, I think it was, it might have been, I can't remember what media site it was, but it was the media site they was covering it. They showed like the trailer for it or something. It doesn't, Azriel is confusing to me. Because it's like, 1 minute she's for Robert, the next minute she's not. 1 minute she's trying to make it seem like he did something negative to her, but then if you follow her on Twitter and her responses to people and her replies back to people's comments, she told everyone that she didn't leave Robert because of nothing that happened. She left Robert because she told Robert to leave Joycelyn alone. And when she found out that he didn't, that's when she decided to just not talk to him anymore.
Yeah, that's what she said verbatim out of her mouth. I got the screenshots. I haven't done a video yet on it, but yeah, she said that's what she said.
Yeah, and I think that whole thing was a setup as well, because if you look at the footage, like I actually was on my way out of town, so when Azriel went live, I think I actually probably sent it to you so you can catch it. But when Azriel went live, when the whole fight thing happened, it was like she tried to make it seem like the fight happened in the room. Now I can't be sure, but then when TMZ released the footage, it seemed like the whole fight happened outside in the hallway. So I'm just like confused as to when she got hit. Then she say, oh, she comes back in the room. Oh, she can't hit. You didn't. She threw all these punches and none of them landed. This and the other. Then she turned around. She talked to the police. She's telling the police, oh yeah, she hit me here, here, and here. That's a lie. Like,
yeah. Yeah, I feel like, when money is involved, you got to do what you got to do to get it, I guess, is the mentality that a lot of people are having in this situation.
Yeah, because them savages is just, I'm just over them altogether. Like,
yeah, I just hate when people try to, like yesterday, I was trying to be, I was trying to talk respectfully. I wasn't trying to, be malicious or anything. I was just trying to say, like, listen, the publicity stunts are not working. Try something else. Try a more genuine approach. And if you look at the comments, some of them, I just blocked them because they got me fucked up, calling me out my name, calling me bees, calling me all kind of things for simply pointing out that everything has been a spectacle and everything has been, a publicity thing. And now it's time to take a more genuine approach. And I got called everything out the book for people who have a history of behaving a certain way. And when the situation is deeper than this whole brainwash narrative, but people are only comfortable
and that brainwash narrative makes no sense to me. And even with Azriel's father, whatever his name, Clary.
Gleek from yesterday. So this is one of the people who was on my live yesterday. She said, how do we know for sure they didn't try a different, more genuine approach? How do we know this? Because every chance they get to get in the media, they take every single chance. Just like Shabazz, who was filming the documentary of Azriel, he got the opportunity to talk to them. They took the opportunity to link up with him and was filming every single opportunity that they get to be in front of the media. Gleek, I'm speaking to the person in the chat. They take it. That's how we know. That's how we know.
Every opportunity, they want to be public. They want to publicize everything. And then with Azriel Clary. So this is my thing. And see, I'm from the DMV area. Mm-hmm. So the way we operate, and I mean, Baltimore isn't really included in the DMV. We like to give that disclaimer a lot. But if he's supposed to be this street thug from Baltimore, this and the other, you mean to tell me that somebody has your daughter all this time and you don't do anything about it, but you're this street person and, oh, don't say my daughter is a snitch and this and that. Like, come on now. There's no way nobody would be able to have his daughter all this, not knowing exactly who has your daughter. It's one thing if we didn't know where your daughter was, if she was just a missing person. And we didn't know who had her or anything like that. But for you to know exactly where your daughter is, who your daughter is with, there's no way in the world. And then, like everybody said, there's no security around these girls for real. So if they ever really wanted to leave, if they felt in danger, if their parents actually really wanted to get to them, they could have got to them. Just as easy as the access is now. Just as easy as Dominique Gardner's mom got to her. Allegedly. Her mom called Joycelyn's mother when she was outside of the hotel. So yeah, Joycelyn's here with her. There's no security. Why didn't they fly out right then and there if their big concern is, oh, my daughter, my daughter, my daughter? Like, that makes no sense to me.
Yeah, because it's a certain narrative that got to be painted. So, and if you hold people accountable, like I see the people in the chat R. Kelly is the culprit. R. Kelly is this. R. Kelly is that. Well, other people are the culprit too, along with him and his hand that he had to play in it. But other people have an ulterior plan that they playing in it, and it's deeper than that. Okay. But thank you so much for calling in. I appreciate your call.
Thank you, and I'll be following you all the time because you be giving all the tea.
Thanks, girl. Thank you for the support.
Keep doing what you're doing, and ignore the haters.
Yeah, no, I will for sure.
All right, thank you.
All right, bye. Somebody said that Lisa Van Allen said the Aaliyah and him thing on Vlad. Okay, well, it was on Tasha K as well. I think that was one of her exclusives. I think Lisa Van Allen went on Vlad later. So yeah. So anyway, so let me play a little bit more of this. I'm gonna be getting off live in a minute, but make sure to hit that like button. Make sure to hit that post notification bell so you're notified when I post and everything. And let's play a little bit more.
In this world. So Rob had a relationship with Leah's mom. The father came in the studio one day with a gun, pulled it on him and said, "Stay the fuck away from my family." In trip right now, because you got to think about what would drive a man to go as hard.
So
let me say something first. What I won't say is I'm his right hand. What I will say is my hand is back.
Well, that's more.
And because of my experience in the industry, I knew how to dig and look at places that a lot of people that are not in the industry and don't understand how this industry works wouldn't understand where to dig and where to look to find certain things. Rob and I were friends, absolutely. I mean, that was the majority of our relationship. We were friends that grew up, and Rob showed me that a person could make it from the subway. So with that being said, I never asked him for anything else. All I needed was evidence that it was possible for that to happen. So when he went off and got his deal, our thing was Broadway, and that's what we did. So we went to the top in our field. I was just more comfortable being behind the scenes and doing that kind of stuff. So me coming on your show now, because we talked a while ago, and I told you, listen, I'm not interested in doing anything. But after that, people went on a mudslinging like episode with throwing Don's name in the dirt and all this kind of stuff, because the work that I had performed and the research that I had did, it will shine a different truth on what people are focused on today. It shows the conspiracy that dates back to the beginning of his career and why people have motive to do some of the things that are being done that's keeping him in prison right now. And the only way now, knowing, because once it got out and I had to go on a couple of blog shows and defend my own self, because you got people talking about I did this, I stole that, and all that crap. It's like, no, I'm not gonna, don't unearth me, because I will come out and say something. But that was a smear tactic to discredit me, so that, and I'm not saying, public opinion on several, Jeff Steinbeck on several occasions, he's a negotiator. I'm not working with him.
I'm trying to find the part where he talked about the business deal.
Rob, based on what other people said. That's kind of what it sounded like. And
he paid her, and now she's getting money in that direction. So now
and everything
we communicate. We have a way of being recognized by someone.
Put up this reply to, I think that Azriel was.
We all know that. So for them to do a documentary that he did not sign off on, he didn't participate in, does need
I'm
help.
trying to find
he
the
will
part.
admit that. He actually, once that happens, you'll see fleeing the police. He robbed 2 banks.
Okay, so anyways, I don't know where it is right now. The part where he talked about the business deals that they were trying to do. So I'm gonna move on. So so let me see. Did we get all that we were getting from the Sister Circle situation? Let's see what else.
So that was our initial meeting. So it's not like he just scouted her out of an audience.
Right.
This was a professional meeting.
Right. So when?
All right. So I believe Tasha K also had a video where she was showing that they had tried to do like a reality show or something like that. Tasha K, Tim Savage. Okay, no, it's before that. Okay, before that. Let me see. Maybe it's
why the hell so many people are trying.
This is the video of the ambush that I showed you guys. I showed you guys that on my page. But she also showed them, I think, doing like a reality show. Hold up. Let me try to get to it. I think that's this video. Hold up. Because I think was it towards the beginning? I don't know where it's at. But so anyway, so I'll take another call. 850, hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hey, Neek. First off, I want to just say that I think that, well, first, I am an R. Kelly fan. I'm not even gonna lie, but that has nothing to do with my reasoning and my common sense. Now I'm not gonna act like he's quiet, dude. He's just an angel, because I think everybody knows in that first trial, yes, he was guilty. He should have been convicted. They let him go, and for that, people are judging this situation, trying to, I guess, give a conviction off of that. But you can't do that. Those girls, like every woman that was on that documentary, they were grown. They had common sense. They knew what they were doing. They saw fame. They saw money, and they went after it. It didn't go their way, so now they're victims. As real, things are not going her way now. She's a victim. Joycelyn doesn't want to go home. There's a reason for that. I think it's like plain, it's common sense. I wouldn't want to go home to my parents either if you are telling people that I have herpes and you are recording me and you are doing me in the type of way. I wouldn't want to go home either. And for the people that's like was asking you, well, what if it was your daughter? What if it was your daughter? If it was my child, and I knew that this man, if I think that this man is a pedophile, or I think that this man is dangerous to kids, my child first wouldn't be introduced to him. My child first wouldn't be around him. And if my child is an adult, like Joycelyn and Azriel was, if my child is grown and I'm in communication with my child or not, and she just seems like she's okay and she's happy, just let it be. Like, there's no need to just sit up because you're mad, because you can't get money, because you don't want to, go out here and make things happen for yourself to try to make everybody else's life miserable. That's ridiculous. And people can't see that because they're so focused on what was said in the past, what was done in the past. So they want to use that to be, okay, he's a pedophile, he's this, he's that, he married Aaliyah. Don't nobody know what was going on behind closed doors at that man's house. So I just think it's ridiculous, and these people just need to use common sense opposed to just putting their emotions and feelings in it. So that's all I wanted to say.
All right. Well, thank you so much for calling in.
Thank you.
All right. 678, hello? 678, hello?
Hey, Nick. How you doing?
Hey.
How you doing, Nick? Well, allegedly, hello?
Yeah, I'm here. I hear you. Can you hear me?
All right. Yes, ma'am. Well, allegedly, I heard, this is what I heard, that he was, yeah, my friend,
you got it playing in the background. You got to cut off the background.
Okay. Well, my friend allegedly know him.
Allegedly knows who?
And I don't want to, R. Kelly. I don't want to tell her name or nothing like that, but I know for a fact it's kind of like a money grab for the parent You know what I mean? It's like a setup for all of them. When she got her situation done, Sparkle was right there in the other room. So it's like all of them know what the world is going on. When it happened to her, she didn't want nothing to do with that. But when it happened to her family, she was all involved. So it's not like don't nobody know what's going on. All of them know what's going on. It just when it happens to them, they don't want them to, dry snitch or say anything about that. I don't want to say my friend's name, but she.
Well, you ain't gotta say her name. We the people looking at the situation with our own eyes and can see that money is always mentioned. It's always
it's all of it
flipped
got
out.
To do
We
with money.
we don't need your friend accounts. We got our own accounts to know that it sounds like. And by admission, Timothy Savage said out of his mouth, like, he gonna go and make his millions and, all of that. And so, we
all
see
it. These parents just want $1. And it's sad. It's sad because I know when I growed up in the 90s, it was about a guy with a big car, and all these girls are all still about the money, and there's about a big booty and big titties, and it's still about the money. So it's all about the money, and it's sad that our black community is still about the money instead of getting our own. We set our own self up for failure, and it's sad, and we reacting this on television, and it's crazy.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for calling in.
Yes, ma'am.
All righty. Yeah, so let me look at the chat, see what y'all talking about in the chat. Let me see if there was a couple other things that I wanted to show you guys. So let's see. Where do I start on here? Okay, so on my page, I showed you guys a clip of Azriel when she was talking about how she Savages surviving. Oh, somebody just sent me the link of where their of their reality show of what to type in to pick it up. Sorry. I mean to pull it up. Oh, okay. All right. So I'll show y'all that, and then I'll get into a little bit of the whole Azriel thing. So let me type this in to put this up. Hold up. Sorry, I'm live. Other people, when they go live, they can have all kind of ways to keep the entertainment going. But girl, I be getting sidetracked. I be focusing on what I'm writing. Okay. I think they're saying that this is their trailer. Hold up. Okay, so I guess this is the trailer that they were shopping around. Oh my God. Whoa. Hold up. Oh my God. Okay. Oh my God. What is with this music? Hold up. Do they talk on here? Oh my God, the music, I cannot. No, this is not what I was talking about. This ain't the one. That's not the one. That's not it. It was an actual what is this? Surviving R. Kelly and Still With Him, Joycelyn's sister.
LC J7.
Oh my God. What is this?
My fucking sister, he retarded and he losing it in her
Oh, so that's her diss track. So that's the sister diss track for R. Kelly. I'm just finding stuff as I go. Let's see. Jay. Okay, they sent me another one. I don't want to play her little diss track, but I guess the sister had a R. Kelly diss track. We ain't gonna play that. So let me go back to here. They telling me it's a different video. Okay, I'm trying to find it. Let me see. I'm trying to find that thumbnail that they showing me. See, this is stuff that I be talking about that they be doing.
Savage. And this is my mother that
They just this is a mukbang. Okay. I don't see what you sending me. Okay, send me the actual link. Send me the actual link. Hold up. Okay. Hold on, let me type. Sorry, y'all. Baby, I know what you. Ooh, no, not the sound.
searching for her.
Oh, I guess this is it. She's saying.
I don't know if Tim showed it to you.
Yeah, he told me about it, but
yeah, he did one.
She told
So y'all could pull this up if y'all want to. I guess this was them when they was you know, doing their little reality show or whatever with the camera crew. Let's see. People are sending me all kind of stuff. Okay, sorry I'm getting sidetracked. All right, anyways, let's see what y'all saying in the chat. Let's see what y'all saying in the chat. You keep hollering about state laws, especially in Illinois, to ignore the fact that Aaliyah was 16 and the law in Florida is 18. I don't know who you're talking to. Let's see. The parents knew his past and they allowed it, blah, blah, blah. Fame is a hell of a drug. Somebody said cringeworthy. Yeah, cringeworthy. Somebody said they want to be famous so bad. Somebody else said they really trying to cash in on this. And then another person says Tasha must have edited out of her video when she re-uploaded it. Oh, that's why I couldn't find it. I knew it had to been up in that video somewhere. But let's see. But yeah, so it's several things and reasons why I feel the way I feel. I think the way I think. I think another thing that I wanted to show was the Facebook comments of the guy who was doing the documentary. So the guy who, the Shabazz guy who posted up the clip of this, him like linking up with Tim Savage and him saying, you know, like they linked up now and all of that. I wanted to show, hold on, let me get that off of there. Move this over. Okay, so the guy Shabazz who had posted up this, who was doing the documentary of the whole fight and everything, I kind of wanted to go and show the comments. And then after I show the comments, then that'll be that on that. So there was like people questioning him about like what was going on and everything. So we'll read through that and then I will close out the live. I will close out the live after that. Let's see. Oh, wait, I'm trying to take the calling number off the screen. All right. So anyways, so this person says, maybe if she could have a conversation with his daughter without mentioning R. Kelly name, she wouldn't mind communication them. And why were you at the court date trying to get more footage? Azriel didn't even show herself or whatever. And then the guy Shabazz was kind of going back and forth with people, and he was talking and telling people basically what his angle was and what his purpose was and all of that. So he said, trying to get more footage. Nah, young lady, I got more footage. I own a production company, and right now this is all a story. Seriously, though, why is that a problem? It's never a problem for anybody else, but when a black man does this, every other production company does in the world. Why were you there? Footage. Straight to the point. I was there to get footage. Currently for this case, that's why I do. Is that a problem? Should I do something a little more normal, like complain and bitch about my life? Talk about everything but getting up and doing something? Like, I'm lost, sis. Can you break it down for me? So that's the clapback of the production company that is putting on this documentary. And these are the same people that were there when, you know, they kind of ambushed Joycelyn at her court hearing, and the same people who were there who, you know, did all of that. So I'm going to just read through a little bit more of his responses on people, you know, questioning what he had to say. So this person says, the problem is you're a black man and former friend or associate of Robert Kelly, and you're using a tragic time in his life for monetary gain. Okay, so let me see, because I mainly want to focus on his responses. So he said, okay, so he said, really? Who told you all of this? Who told you I'm painting him? Oh, because I think they said, like, now he's trying to, you know, paint him in a negative light. And then he said, really? Who told you all of this? Who told you I'm painting him in any kind of light? Either way, what screening have you seen that I didn't show as of yet? Let me tell you something. I started a documentary before all this. Rob actually knew about it. It was going to originally have him in concert and weave in and out of this very story. Did you know that? Did you also know that I already own my own company? A lot of dudes is talking that pro R. Kelly stuff, and they was hanging around waiting for handouts. Not me. Never have. I came in doing what I do, and I still do to this day with Kelly, and that is creating. I've been doing this since the Best of Both Worlds tour. You talking based on what you hear, not what you know. Because if you really knew, you'd know what you just said is nonsense. I ain't the rest of none of them. Wait. I ain't the rest of none of them other dudes that be talking. I'm this and I'm that. I didn't mess with them. Hold up. I didn't mess with them. Wait, where was I at? Oh, I didn't mess with them when Kelly was out. Truth be told, most of them dudes wasn't really even around or that important, because if they was, I could have never came in to create. I'm only the bad guy because I have a camera, a simple little ass production company. But all of these dudes in this and that and can't film ish. You want honest. If people treated Kelly right, if Kelly had a team, I couldn't tell no story, because the story would already be told and be untellable. That ain't the case though. That ain't the case though, is it? You can have your opinion though. I'm good with that. Just have some truth, like my truth, when you talking about me and mine. So, he was like going back and forth with people, and kind of like explaining the reason why, you know, he's filming, the reason why he's linking up with, you know, Angelo, and then now linking up with the Savages and, you know, doing all of this stuff. I'm gonna play a little bit of my interview, a little bit more, just because I have to do something real quick and I don't want to end the live just yet. So I'm gonna play my interview real quick and then I'll be back. So just give me 1 second. And then I'll be back to show you guys a little bit more of what I uncovered, and then we will wrap it up. So let me just play this.
Shop three people kind of stuff while the dildo's on, vibrating.
Okay,
here to do that.
He'll say allegedly.
No, this is for real. This is out the horse's mouth. He told a special relationship with to produce her, it was like, okay, I done torn apart this family. I'm gonna make sure y'all got something to be. Time that he was financially stable and straight, when in actuality he wasn't. So uh, that is to me where it all began. Where and that started from day one. Barry was his first manager.
Why was 18% of his publishing signed over to Aaliyah's family?
That that part I don't know. I can't explain why they cut that deal. But I'm not going to even assume anything because I never asked Rob that question. Why does Barry, why does Barry and the Horton family own 18% of your publishing? Back in those days, you got to think about it. We're talking about 35 years ago. R. Kelly was a kid out of the subways of Chicago, partially educated, just happy to have a deal. So he would have signed anything to get that chance to start him at that time. This ain't nothing that he signed yesterday. This was in his beginning. I mean, you're talking about he was 23, 24 years old. He got a record deal out of, coming out of the subways, doing big breaks. So that was like, I could see why he would do that then.
So that didn't happen after the Aaliyah situation? No, that happened before?
No. So what I believe from knowing Barry and knowing how everything went down with Barry and Aaliyah and Rob was that Barry, gave that percentage to Aaliyah because of his part in the debacle that happened between Rob and the Aaliyah situation, which that was strictly Barry pushing, his niece on Rob, and and even Aaliyah's mom, who Rob had, a special relationship with to produce her. It was like, okay, I done torn apart this family. I'm gonna make sure y'all got something to be quiet and to stay out of it. You know what I mean? Because at that time, Rob was the golden goose. So to stop them from going public on what really happened and what part Barry had in it, he gave them a percentage of what was going on.
What part happened with what?
I mean, with the whole marriage with Aaliyah, which wasn't really a marriage. It was they applied for a marriage certificate, but they never actually had a ceremony, so there was never a marriage. So that's why they went the whole route of annulment. But Rob and Aaliyah's mom was in a relationship, and Barry's and Aaliyah's father had an issue with that.
Wait. R. Kelly and Aaliyah's mom, you said, was in a relationship first?
Yeah. So
okay, because there was allegations that she slept with R. Kelly, but I didn't know the validity of it if she actually really was with him. So the mama, you saying the mom was with him and then he got with the daughter?
Let's look at all of these scenarios let's just look at the ones that people know that's public. Aaliyah, Clary, and Savage. Rob was with the mothers first. And as part of what the mothers asked Rob to do was, my daughter's a singer. Can you please look out to a trainer and get her right and make her famous, make her a star? So as him being said, okay, cool. All right, I'm gonna do that.
Wait. You said Aaliyah, Clary, and Savage. That's
the Hortons, Aaliyah's mother.
Okay,
Savage,
and
which is Joycelyn Savage, and what is the Clary, which is Allison Clary. They were involved with Rob. The mothers were involved with him, and they pushed the daughters on him. That's what happened in each instance. I don't know. We froze.
Oh, hello. I don't know what happened. It kind of froze.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Now go ahead. So so you said he was with the mothers first, and so you're insinuating that he was with Joycelyn's mom first too?
Yeah. Yes.
And Azriel's mother as well? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
In what way?
I mean, a relationship. I mean, I wasn't in the room to witness what
happened.
Okay,
we gonna say allegedly.
No, this is for real. This is out the horse's mouth. He told me, and he confirmed certain things, and that's where, when you think about how Aaliyah's father went to
wait, hold up, wait. Okay, I'm sorry to cut you off. I'm sorry to back off, but okay.
Okay, so I'm back.
Okay. So
I just wanted to play that while I had to do something real quick. Sorry, y'all. So anyways, I wanted to read through a little bit more of these comments with the production team that is behind the whole documentary or whatever, but I had to do something. Sorry. I'm multitasking. And, that's just how it go. When you live, you got to, tend to other things, do other things. But we're getting into it. So anyway, so here is the comments of the production. And let me look and see what y'all talking about in the chat. Sorry about that. Let's see what people are saying. Deuce Mom says Weinstein is not getting the treatment R. Kelly is, though. Somebody says groupies has been around since BC. These girls will do anything for fame. Another person says Aaliyah was in the industry under her uncle. Another person says Joy Mom looked like a crazy person. Let's see what else. Let me scroll up. Okay, so you guys are going back and forth about Aaliyah's mom, and you guys are going back and forth about Joycelyn's mom. Okay. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit the like button. I'm going to read a little bit more of this and then I'll wrap the live. Let's see. He said, okay, so you're looking from a pro archive. Okay, it was a couple of things that stuck out. I should have took screenshots of it. But this is somebody who was pointing out that Angelo was trying to shop Azriel to Timberland and trying to, get her own and get her famous. And then this person is wondering why Angelo, because he's saying that, he's not pro anybody. So basically he's saying that he's like a neutral party. And so his point is to be neutral, and he is only trying to, show all sides of it. So this person is wondering why, now that you've linked up with Angelo seems to be the one who seems to be making shots and saying that he's running the show. On Angelo's live, on one of his lives, he talked about how, Tasha K was going to release some of the stuff that he had. I guess some of the footage that he was producing, and I guess they were putting on like some type of thing, and she's going to release it on her platform. And then this person is wondering why he's also, in addition to that, saying that he's shopping it to OWN network. I'm not sure if I missed that one, but they said somewhere about he was shopping. Angelo was saying that he was shopping the documentary to OWN network. And, these people in the comments, they were pointing out that it seems like everything was, to try to just get a money grab and try to be about money or whatever. So he replied and he said, listen, I don't know about that. I found out through another page. He has his own production company. The very well could be talking about that, but it damn sure ain't this. Angelo is cool, as is everyone I've spoken to, but this is clearly Aces Entertainment Network. I'm not getting into what someone else claims or says. I will say this, though. If he gets a deal for his ish, whatever that is, maybe he could hook me up. After all, this is business, and it's not about talent. It's about who you know. That's not a knock to Angelo either. It's just the truth. So, and then, Aces Entertainment, they replied some more. There was a lot going back and forth in these comments. But I just wanted to kind of give you just a little insight. If you guys scroll through these comments, your cup will runneth over. Your cup will runneth over if you do so. And then this person says, people making money on Kels, but they don't need him. This lady's going to court because of the BS set up. Everyone was there and took ass side, knowing Joy shouldn't have went to jail for this BS. Maybe if her parents quit bringing up Kels and tell Joy they love her and respect her choices, they could have a relationship with her. Let these parents tell da da da. So then the Aces Entertainment, they said, this is my last response. Look, that was Azriel's house. If she was wrong, dude shouldn't have put her in there on some real ish. Her actions are based on his judgment. If anything was wrong, it was him for giving her the power. Niggas fuck women on the sneak in a man's house. If it happened to me, I ain't going after him. She invited him, couldn't have gotten in without her letting him. What I'm going after him for. In addition, there was somebody else there threatening Azriel for Joycelyn. Y'all don't know that. As ain't speak on that either. I guess he meant Azriel ain't speak on that either. I actually taped the person and am chilling with releasing it. The way he words his stuff, I'll just be like, what's going on? You can believe and think what you want. Ain't no explaining to a mind already made. In any event, thank you for your comments and have a good day. And then he said, you're on my page. Are y'all crazy? I swear them people probably look at this ish and think we got to do something about it. Oh, and then he said this right here. He said, wow, fuck it then. I've been down with Azriel since she was 16. 17. Nah, wait. I put her up to sleeping with Kelly and planned the whole ordeal. Listen, think what you want. I posted the Savages today. Put me down with them too. So, I don't know. Everybody is trying to get like some type of recognition, some type of something. And it just don't seem genuine from anybody. It just seems like a mess. But if you guys comb through these comments, like I said, your cup will runneth over. I don't want to sit here and read every single comment, but I was going to close with the post that Azriel had posted, or no, one of the other clips that they had posted of Azriel. And that was her saying, basically, she was kind of like bitter that she wasn't made to be a star. And, you know, she wanted to be a star and she wasn't made to be a star. So on here, I had posted, because, you know, at first she was saying, hold on, let me get these comments off the screen. At first she was saying, you know, to everyone saying I'm a clout chaser, please know that I would have made it with or without Robert. I had drive, ambition, and goals before Robert, and I have them after. He was not the first celebrity I have met. He was just the first to take advantage, blah, blah. And then she said she's smarter now. I think this page right here, they also had another post from her before, and let me see. It was something that Azriel had posted that stuck out as well. Let's see. This page be posting some funny stuff. Let's see. They had something on here that stuck out. Where is it? Oh, okay. So this was December 15th, and she said, you know, I guess this was when she was planning her, you know, her chess moves or whatever. She was saying, you know, 2020 will be the year I prosper and the year my enemies will fall. It's crazy how lying is a trend that everyone wants to be a part of. At Lifetime, hashtag Asante McGee, and so many more. I hope you guys know defamation is a charge platform of lies. So this was December 15th, and a lot of people tried to paint the narrative that when the Surviving R. Kelly documentary part 2 came out, they were like, oh, she woke up. And, you know, I even had comments like, when I gave the breakdown of how I looked at the whole Joycelyn and Azriel situation, and people were like, oh, you guys are just mad that she's finally waking up and she's finally, you know, she just now seen the documentary and she's just now seeing it for the first time. They've been seeing the documentary. She's been knowing the information. And this was when she was portraying to be, you know, pro R. Kelly. And then she ended up, you know, later when I guess it was the right time for the chess move or whatever, to then flip and claim, you know, that she was kidnapped and stuff. But I think that, you know, there has been a large timeline of people who are showing you who they are. And me, I speak to things as I get them. So as I get the information, I speak to what I see. The more information I gather, the more I can see what is happening and what's going on. It is a money grab on a lot of parties. I'm not going to slander or bash Azriel. I'm not slandering or bashing Joycelyn. I've always been a person to just call it how I see it. And the intentions are clear. And what I was gonna do was like a full breakdown and show you guys more. Like this live, I kind of focused on Tim Savage and his wife, and I was gonna do a separate one before this about Azriel, her father, and, you know, pointing out things for you guys in that way. But I'm gonna show this, and then I guess I'll close with that. But this is her, you know, talking to her father, and she was pretty much, you know, angry that she wasn't, you know, a star, and she's like saying that she's gonna have more opportunities than Joycelyn, and it kind of fits the narrative of like this kind of like jealousy thing that was happening, and it kind of aligns with it possibly really being a setup. But like I said, I might still do that separate video, but I'm gonna just close with this.
I had a dream when we was leaving. That's why I stayed with Ellen in Vegas. And in my dream, it was me when I first met Rob. And it was me telling him, you're not great until you make someone else great. Yeah. And so for whatever it meant, I guess it didn't mean anything to him, because here I am with no career, no nothing, whatever.
Okay, so she was like, you know, here I am, I don't have a career or anything. And then she goes on to talk about how she's going to have more opportunities than Joycelyn and things like that.
And so it just made me think of Joy. And I said, what's the purpose of me getting, you know, all these beautiful blessings that I have on the table and knowing that she's still in that situation? You are not great until you make someone else great.
So I guess, and this was after the fight situation. So this is an interview that took place in her telling the reason why she set up the whole fight situation. And she's saying, you know, you're not great unless you make somebody else great. So her intention was, I guess, to try to, you know, make Joycelyn great by changing her to go to the way where it's a bigger money train, I guess.
And she may not, you know, get as many like opportunities as I get, but the fact that she's no longer in that situation, I've done my job. She's still, you know, stuck. And so that's really why I really just wanted to just get her, or at least try, because we have spent 5 years together, and you know, I would want someone to do the same thing for me.
All right, so they start moving a chair or something. And then I think there was a phone call that this page had posted. It was a more clear phone call of her when she was talking to R. Kelly on the phone. And I feel like he kind of, like, regardless of what he played in it, I feel like he knew like something was up.
Okay, because I'm letting you know now. Well, I'll call you tomorrow.
Okay, I did want to tell you, like,
So I guess he was letting her know that, you know, I'm letting you know now. I'm going to interpret that as like, I'm letting you know now that, you know, it's going to be switched. And then she turned around and said that she was telling him to switch out the 90 days. And you can tell he kind of like, wait, what? You know, like, you know, he like, I think he could tell that it was kind of like set up-ish.
Switch the 90 days out, but when you do switch them out, I do have a lot of stuff to talk to you about, like really good stuff. What do you mean? We already talked about last week switching out the days. We've been talked about that, so why are you saying wow?
Yeah, because you hung up from being called right here to the building, and they called me down to the floor
No, I called.
Okay, and then he hurried up and stopped the recording. But there's a lot of stuff out there, and I might, like I said, do that separate live that's dedicated to this storyline or whatever. But my whole point of this live is, I don't come with malicious intent when I give my commentary. I come giving the facts of what I've gathered around social media and what things appear and what they look like, and how it's just a seeming to me. And so the point of this live was to break down the reason why I feel like if there was a different approach, a more genuine approach, that it might be received well. If that is the case, that Joycelyn really is not in contact with her family. Because the way that this shit works, it be deception and it come out later and it just be a whole tangled web. So I don't even know if she really for real ain't in contact with her family or whatever. But if in fact she is not, to me, it would make sense why the narrative that or the approach that they have been pushing has not been working, if that in fact is the case. Now, like I said, given the track record of Dominique Gardner and how her mom was in communication with her the whole entire time, how her mom knew exactly which hotel to get her from, because how would she know that without talking to her daughter? She had a conversation with her child. She was in communication with her. Therefore, she knew where she was going to be at. And I did a whole video on that last year. Also, Azriel, she even admitted that she was in contact with her family the whole entire time. So I don't know if Joycelyn really ain't in contact with her family, but if the narrative is true that she's actually not, it makes sense as to why she would not be in contact with her family. So that's all I was trying to, point out and say. If there is anybody else who wants to call in, we can do that. I can take a couple more calls. If not, I'll just close out the live. If there are more people who want to call in, press 1 and let me know. And otherwise, I'll just close out the live and that'll be that on that. But this was, it was impromptu. I didn't really have it structured the way that I wanted it to. So it's kind of all over the place, but y'all get my gist. Y'all get my gist of it. Y'all, you know what I'm saying? Y'all get what I'm trying to convey. But if nobody wants to call in, then like I said, we'll just end that right there and that'll be that on that. King T says Joycelyn has always been in contact with her family, just like Azriel. Another person says Azriel isn't hurt from this because she gave her full consent even after she became an adult. Another person says that's the worst. You're born into a community that thinks it's normal to sell the children sexuality and innocence off to some fool on a horse because they need money. And then she said hit the like button. So yeah, hit the like button.